All right, Bo, so got to take a look at your car. Drove it just a mile to make sure there's nothing weird going on. Got a little warm. Nothing really super unexpected. Engine looks consistent with a car with 56,000 miles that hasn't really ever been clean. It's got some, you can tell it's had some leaks here and there. That's all oil caked on. I'll clean up all of this stuff, which some of it will move over to your new engine. Your exhaust is stock. Starting from the back of the car, I'll just show you what I typically check. These exhaust cans like to rust, and they like to rust here at the bottom. These look great, so that's a positive thing. Moving forward, the bushings in your control arms, you can see these are probably original control arms. You mentioned, doing a suspension refresh. I think those only add like $100 a corner to do the control arms. If you want to do them, I don't know, it's up to you. But the biggest concern is this is the rod that adjusts your toe. See, there's an eccentric here, and you see how this one's curved? This one is straight. I don't know how that happened. I've seen this once before, but that is of concern. I assume it's been aligned and someone didn't notice it was bent, but because the car drove straight for me, kind of a surprise. Maybe you knew about that. And then the shock is obviously blown out and leaking on this side. So those, if I had to guess, those two things probably happened around the same time. You got an oil leak here. Obviously this stuff doesn't matter since you're going with a new motor. There's your fancy water pump. Not really too much else to note. There's a, when we get this transmission out, sorry, I'm trying to use two hands here. There's a bushing in the trans. It's fairly inexpensive. We'll get a better look at it when this is all apart. That would be the only thing I'd really want to note. And then as far as your coolant hoses go, these look decent here. Maybe even recently replaced. In fact, they have been replaced because that says Gates on it. This little hose, I think Jake will give us a new one. Those are only like $8 or $10 anyway. Your heater core hoses, they look fine. So moving forward, don't really see anything up here. I'm not sure if that's just water. It's not raining outside, but maybe that's from the air conditioning, because I did notice the air conditioning was on. I had it running for a few minutes. Everything looks good up here. These bushings are hard to tell in the control arms. Shocks, as you said, bump stops are missing. Nothing really special to note. No play. Usually you get play in these sway bar end links. I felt all four of them. They feel pretty good. Another thing I always check on these cars is, has it been hit? In this car, other than, scraping and on a low spot, that looks like about it. Not sure how that happened on your back left, but again, it's not the first time I've seen it. This is not too pricey of an arm. It will require realignment, since the straight one will most likely be a good bit longer. But no real surprises here. If you wanted to do suspension, you might want to throw in the arms, and really the sky is the limit. Do you want to do new sway bar links? They're not too expensive. Do you want to do new dog bones? I mean, although all of this stuff kind of adds up. If it were me, I'd probably do shocks, take a look at any other bushings, do these rear control arms, take a better look at the fronts, and call it a day. You can really go pretty far. I know you're buying a motor and everything, so I would completely understand if you wanted to just replace this left rear shock and arm here and go from there. So, all right, Bo, well, let me know if you hear anything from LN Engineering, and look forward to talking to you soon.